And I think it's just about time to get back into the game. Thank you for all your patience. I know it took a hot second to actually get started on this, but finally, Kinship versus New England Whalers will be on our docket. This is a match that I feel like on paper, New England Whalers should be able to absolutely crush. I'm not talking 16-0, but I'm talking probably pretty damn close. New England Whalers, they have been on a tear and surprisingly have looked like one of the better North American teams at the moment. A semifinal finish in the IEM New York event for North America. They are undefeated in MDL. I mean, they have a lot of great things going for them at the moment. They aren't world beaters yet. They still lose 2-0 pretty convincingly against teams like Team Liquid. But they managed to even come back and surprise Team 1 after losing 2-0 to them and beat them in the MDL season to finally give them their first loss. So lots of good stuff. I can praise the New England Whalers side all day if I want to. This is a roster that has been consistently surprising everybody as of late. But Kinship, I think, is perhaps a little bit more of the unknown quantity, the more interesting team of these two. We have a tech pause to start things out here, of course, because I'm just never lucky, right? But this is a roster that I feel like on paper should be having a little bit more success. Kinship, I could see them definitely crushing it in ESEA Advanced, but when it comes to their MTL move up, they have been having a lot of hard times. 3-11, I believe they are in the season right now. I'd have to go ahead and check my numbers to actually make sure that is accurate, but they're around that sort of range. 3 wins, and I'm not sure how many games they've actually played so far, but 11 or 12 losses, something like that. It's been rough. So Kinship, while their playoffs dreams are probably dashed away, hopefully they can maybe surprise and crush New England Whalers here. A very interesting setup adopted by the Whalers, however, in this round. 3 players through mini and sending 2 over towards door immediately. Although DJ will be kind of taking a bit of an alternative approach. And it's not going to be necessary, however. The fight has actually begun over towards ramp. Well, Grape will find that first frag. And quick push down to lower, where there's another Whaler already waiting. That's Ben Lee, who takes a fight but doesn't try to overstay his welcome. He realizes that now he's cripplingly low on HP, and he just is going to try to go ahead and cause a little bit of a pincer onto the site itself. Sean gets a kill onto the awaiting Pwn alone. There's not much you can even do about this. I mean, at that point, it's just reading from the kill feed. Trades left, right, and center, but Kinship will dominate. Not a phrase that you get to see and say all too often, especially against a team like the Whalers. But on that pistol, just the sheer pace that was brought by Kinship allowed those Glocks to really go ahead and completely crush it. Fast push over towards ramp, I have to say. Did the job for them great. And it's just kind of a miracle that Ben Lee didn't try to extend a bit more for a kill there, because I feel like in theory, that could have been really scary. But hey, that'll be all avoided for now here. Taking a look at the setup for round number 2. Kinship, they're playing it passive. They're definitely wary of the fact that a lobby crunch is theoretical. It might be actually one of the Whalers' best bets at the moment, but this time there is absolutely no hesitation for them to actually move in over towards ramps. They need to make sure to clear this top area, and they don't. That will allow Pwn alone to get 1 free kill. Rampage is quick on the rotate. He takes down Grape, and actually, to correct myself, they did check for the boost. They just didn't quite hit the shot before Pwn alone got online. So, correction there at least. Doesn't make the situation any bit more admirable for Kinship. They've already lost 2 guns. And thing is, that's an AK that they can probably push to try to go ahead and retake over towards ramp. But for the most part, ramp is going to be another unknown quantity. You see how Swan has already gone ahead and made that place his. Kinship now basically have to rely on a solo effort to finish out this round here. All these 3 players from Kinship are kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Sean surprisingly not taking the more vertical approach to Heaven. Oh, I don't even think that player in Heaven spotted him. Yeah, Rampage, never mind. He didn't even get close to seeing him. But he'll be given a wonderful opportunity right here. Sean, realizing that's maybe going to be a bit too dangerous to try to peek in that area, will just toss a Molotov up and take an outer approach. A 1-for-1 trade, but time is really starting to tick down. They need to get bomb, and at this point, it's practically done. There's nothing that Sean can do other than probably just die. And he dies right about when the clock expires. I think he still is going to be getting bonus. No, it doesn't matter anyway. The money is terrible from Kinship. losing that second round. Well played by the Whalers. I'm surprised that Kinship were so seemingly hesitant on a round that they just got off of winning. But Que Sera, I mean, that's just kind of what you're going to be up against when you're dealing with the Whalers sometimes. This is a team that has been absolutely nasty as of late. So you got to be giving them respect, even if you're kind of against a number of ecoed players. Double commit over towards Mini, I think, is probably the more interesting thing to keep an eye on at the moment. Kinship have tossed out a single flash just to try to cross, but they're not going to get very far here. Pwn alone will be the first to make contact. There is a drop in from Sean, who actually does take down B Wills, which is kind of cute, but cute isn't exactly a win. It's Swan against the world. I don't think Swan is going to be able to get very far in this. Pwn alone is kind of low on HP, so that's an M4 that they could possibly take out of the hands of him. But really at this point, you're just going to try to hope that maybe Swan can be unexpected, pop up randomly in an area that a player like Pwn alone isn't watching, and that 50-50 could have nearly gone his way. Swan is just a hair or two off of actually connecting with the Desert Eagle bullet. Another save it has to be for Kinship. They can't really afford much of anything. Losing that second round was absolutely dismal for them. This would be a good opportunity for Whalers just to kind of sit on what they have. Kinship probably are going to try to change up the pace if they can. Try to get this bomb down. Last time they tried it, it was a single flashbang towards outside, excuse me. And they got crushed by a player who was waiting in mini. So maybe they're thinking, all right, let's try this rushing B. Event drop might be good for them, although the emphasis seems to be over towards ramp. They could maybe overwhelm Rampage, but he's a strong player in his own regard. I don't see him choking this. Oh, perfect protocol by him. Just a standard Molotov down after getting a free kill. This is basically unstoppable. I mean, not much to write home. Again, you can't do anything about this. Rampage is just going to be able to feast on a bunch of ecoed players. Or is he? He's struggling with Swan. There we are. Yeah. Well, Kinship tried. They failed, but they tried. Again, there's just not much you can do against a scenario like that. It's just so unbelievably difficult to try to break through when Rampage played that basically as picture perfect as you could hope for. Didn't overstay his welcome trying to get a 5k spray down. It's not the most flashy play in the world, but is one hell of a good way to stave off an eco player. But now things get interesting. Kinship will have guns. Galil's on Aura, but AK on basically everybody else. And enough util to actually make a fall and execute happen. We'll see a standard default for now. Not committing all too much over towards outside, which I think is interesting. No wall of smokes to try to push over towards secret. They'll just see if anyone will peek into their crosshairs for now. As for the side of Whalers, I'm not going to say this is a bonus, but Ben Lee is still on a Galil. So he's definitely taking his time to upgrade to the far more superior M4. The smoke in just to buy a bit more time, and there come the outer smokes. This is a bit more of what I was expecting from Kinship on their first gun round here. 4 players committed, Grape being the only one just kind of elsewhere on the map. And now things really kind of open up for Ben Lee. He has a lot of options at the moment here. He doesn't quite know if they're crossing over to secret, and things are actually playing dangerously close to the smoke. They want to try to wrap all the way around towards CT. Only one player will be watching for it, and that is indeed Ben Lee. No one else really available to go ahead and stave off the inevitable push down from Kinship. There is a couple of players in towards secret, keep that in mind, but this is really well done by Kinship so far. They've managed to make Grape be a point of contact over towards door. Ben Lee finds a first, but that's okay. Grape has done his job with barely any time left on the clock. Kinship have successfully taken over the B bomb site, but they actually haven't pushed on to the area where they can plant the C4. And now, time is of the essence. They aren't moving quick enough. Chop. Well, he's going to be able to get DJ for free. That's cool, sure. But they just move too slow for their own good. In Kinship, they don't actually get that bomb down. would be 4-1. And thing is, Kinship, I felt like they had a really good approach. I love what they're doing. Maybe took a bit too long to actually begin their execute over towards mid. Or not towards mid, excuse me, towards outside. Which perhaps you can go ahead and judge them for that. But these are MDL teams. They really want to try to burn out as much as they possibly could from the New England Whalers. They know who they're up against. They just can't let anything slip by for free. Presumably a tactical pause. Feels like a weird time for Kinship to call it. I think maybe saving it for next gun round might be good. Unless they're making this their next gun round. What is this? Wow, they're actually forcing on this? This feels insanely risky. Kinship. I mean, they have the full loss bonus, so I suppose they can keep on buying up the Galils if they want to. But the money isn't nearly as bad for the Whalers as I think they're expecting it to be. Again, Ben is still on this Galil. Hot off of getting a kill with it last round. He doesn't have to do anything crazy with it. First one to find a kill would be Pone alone as he manages to get a nice little angle peeking into the T lobby. That's a bomb that needs to be retrieved. Aura is going to have to cross that sight line. But again, like I've said so many times previously, he doesn't have to overstay his welcome. Another push is made from Kinship. This time it's over towards ramp. It's a quick kill for Rampage, and he's able to get away with 10 points of health. So he's scathed, but he's surviving. And Pone alone has still continued to try to aggress for more here. This could be a nasty shot onto Aura if he's prepped for it. No, he's not quite. Oh my lord. They're just doing it to them at the moment. I can tell this is going to be one of those kind of rounds for New England Whalers, where all of their protocols are just running smooth. Good spam in from DJ. He reads the push in from Squeaky Door almost perfectly. This is going all to plan right now. The Whalers haven't had to do anything all too crazy. They haven't had to switch up their default. And, I mean, Kinship, they haven't really been able to change up the pace either. That force-up working dismally for Kinship as they lose all their players in a matter of seconds. Ben Leet with a Galil. He's already pushed over towards Red Box. He only gives up that Galil. So it's not the worst gun in the world to give up. And the thing is, he's actually found some really good information off of it. The spam will now triple from the Whalers as they look to try to catch some crossing here. But a quick rotate down to lower will mark the beginning of a potential bomb down from Kinship. But there's still a lot more that they need to take care of here. Here comes the collapse once again as New England won't let anything go for free. Rampage could potentially sneak behind the bomb carrier. But no, they'll take a more vertical approach to it here. B Wills is watching, and B Wills will crush just everything that Kinship are trying to throw at them. Those mid-round rotates to upper, nothing. That push down to Secret, that was the most promising attempt. They're just afraid to burst out of double doors right there because, fear of the unknown, right? You can't really set up any fancy smokes on B or anything of the sort. That's just, kind of the nature of the site. So they had to kind of test their luck, and unfortunately, they drew the wrong card. Double doors probably would have been their better bet, but they have no way to know that. Same story, different round for Whalers. Usual old setup. Actually, instead of DJ playing over on site, he's actually over with B Wills at the moment. So the buddy system is in full effect. I like it. I think DJ also heard that drop in towards lobby, so they can go ahead and keep at least one player dedicated for that. Rampage from one. Oh my lord. Now this is the first time in a while that Kinship have had a bit of a thread to pull on. Oh, I think Aura should be able to spot this though. No, he doesn't. Oh my god. They managed to avoid each other perfectly. Oh, Rampage will get punished though in a second. Good kill. And finally, something is going a little bit better for Kinship. They find the opening frag for the first time, I believe, in this entire game, other than the pistol round. It should be a relatively easy bomb site take over towards B. There is a set of util in from Whalers. That's just going to go ahead and stave off the inevitable, however. the push can easily still come into fruition, as they really only have Ben Leak committed to the cause. Lots of noise being made over towards ramp, but thing is, they could easily go ahead and rotate back over towards A. B-Wolves is waiting. He gets a kill, gets away with about 40 HP left to spare. This is enough damage to maybe find another kill, or perhaps two! DJ will go ahead and make things even more solidified. In Kinship, now they will somehow lose out this round. Again, they're burning this down to the very last possible second. The clock is going down. And yet, Kinship, they can't squeak out a win. I think Kinship are feeling, I don't know, it feels like they're playing a little bit too scared. I understand why they are. New England Whalers are undefeated in this season for a reason, but I can't help but feel like they're just giving a bit too much respect to a team that, honestly, I think they can't quite believe what they're stumbling upon a lot of the times. Kinship, now let's be honest here. Even if they did decide to completely barrel it down over towards B, Ben Lee probably would have found one kill there, and it might not have actually panned out in the long term, but it feels like, again, that would have been their best bet. They just have no reason to believe that sort of thing. We have the power of hindsight in our hands here. We have the power of X-ray. We have the power of radar. But obviously, these players don't. They don't understand that Kinship, their team is actually a lot better for wear than I think they give credit for. And it takes an aggressive eco round like this for Kinship to really understand that they actually have a chance. This bomb plant down will be the beginning of something beautiful. As the plant is through, a retake will begin. 2 AKs in the hands of Kinship, reclaiming artillery that is assuredly their own. But the trades are strong enough. Swan will eventually find himself all by his lonesome. Pone alone just tapping the bomb. It's a gamble that he made, a calculated gamble. The bomb isn't defused yet. Pone alone now has to go ahead and tap it once more. The smoke on in, and Swan, he still loses the fight. Oh no! Well, I can't hate that. I understand what he had to deal with. Pone alone, I mean, I could tell the way he was moving was a little bit tough for Swan to predict. Plus, he only has a P250. If he had an AK, I mean, still, I'm not quite sure if that was a guaranteed kill. The Deagle is just kind of nasty at a close range. He needs to be a lot more of the same thing. Heavy util set. And setting up for ace smokes, perhaps? Just a standard execute, huh? I like it. That's a change of pace that I was wanting to see out of Kinship. This time, maybe they shouldn't have gone for it. Decimation on the A bomb site. And it's continuing again to be a lot more of the same sort of story for Kinship. Just big L after big L. The collapse will quickly come from New England Whalers. They have money to spare, so they can chase this kill as much as they possibly could hope for. And we're looking to speedrun this game. Pooey. Another tactical pause. It feels like an okay moment for Kinship to call this. They're going to be able to buy basically for the rest of this half, assuming they can keep up this minimal damage that they have inflicted. Their pace change has not done them well. I don't think that's necessarily on their fault. That's just a really strong hold from New England Whalers from start to finish. Not necessarily blinded either. Ben hasn't had to do anything this entire game. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's just how one-sided it's been. He is 1 in 4 at the moment. I don't even remember the last time I have seen a team that has a player who's 1 in 4 but are winning this hard. Like, it just goes to show you that everything is just a well-oiled machine. But Kinship, you know, maybe they can surprise. 9-6 isn't impossible. It's unlikely as hell. I would never make a gamble on it, but it's possible. Kinship have the skill individually for it. And they, again, are pulling on some of the right threads to get the start that they're hoping for. There have been a couple of times where they've been able to find the first kill of the round. This won't be one of those cases, but ramp is theirs uncontested. There is Rampage, however, watching from behind the site. We'll be able to find two. Bentley finally gets his second kill of the game, but it's not enough. It pales in comparison to what Rampages has pulled off. A complete and utter tear. As once again, it is Swan. But he doesn't even get me, or give me the chance, excuse me, to finish my sentence before he's already taken out of the picture entirely. He is erased. One of the quicker games of the season, huh? All of these players are maxing out for money. 13.9k for B Wills. Bentley, he's been dropping players over. He's only at 4.7k, but look. Basically nothing that Kinship can do at this point will actually break the eco. But 10-5, I mean, I guess we still have that, theoretically. They're gonna once again try their approach over towards CT. Pwn alone still gets a frag before he falls. And the numbers are just ever more favorable for the CTs. I mean, I sound like a broken record at this point, but it's just the same story. Even when New England Whalers are getting a bit more frisky with their pushes, you know, Pwn alone, that was objectively a strange angle to actually go ahead and push. It still worked out. Grape had at least something to go off of there if he found that kill. And Swan could have gotten a highlight play if he actually flicked over. But hey, who else but Rampage is going to be watching the angle, and as soon as he crosses into the line, he'll have his head taken off. What a brutalizing game this is. Can't say it was entirely unexpected, but it's even worse than I thought. I still firmly stand by the belief that Kinship do have a lot of the right pieces of the puzzle. It's just that New England Whalers, they've gotten a lot of good experience recently. You know, against Team Liquid, against Team One, making it deep into IEM New York. And they are just going ahead, flexing on them. Absolutely flexing on the Kinship players. However, the Kinship players do not like to be flexed upon. They're the ones who are going to be doing all the flexing here, and this won't be any different. Kinship, out of nowhere, off of an eco, will get their second round of the game. Surprising even me. It had me kind of stuttering for words. But a switch of pace is all it takes. And getting past those Molotovs, getting past the ironclad defense that the Whalers have been setting so far. Well, that, I mean, again, it gives something Kinship can work off of. This is a little bit more now. They found the second pick to start things out. But that's 2 rounds. 11-4 being the best they can guarantee. Feels like an absolute necessity. We see the pace being ground down to a halt. We're in a 4v4. New England Whalers. I'm wondering if they feel the pressure to actually push. You see Rampage off the flash of his teammate. Will be indeed peeking from secret. That's vital information found, but does he choose to re-peek it? No. But Pwn alone does. And now Rampage will peek off of it. Another flash through. And it's kind of a cycle at this point. Pwn alone could now back off the angle entirely. They've squeaked out a pick from this. And Pwn alone is even... Oh, wow, that's insane. Holy hell. Pwn alone is a nasty man. Pwn alone is disgusting. That's 4 kills in the round. And hell, number 5 might be in his crosshairs too. Swan. He's desperately going to try to get out of this one. But good luck. You're being chased down by angry men who want your blood. And Pwn alone, he'll close it out with a beautiful 5K. Oh my god, this is... I feel like I need to censor this. Do I need to censor this? You know, here, let me go ahead and do that. I think this is a bit too nasty. One moment. Let's see. Yeah, sorry guys, that was too nasty. I need to censor this game. Alright, never mind, sorry, we're good. We got past the nasty part, we're fine. Just what an insane showing from Pwn alone. That is Not what Kinship really needed at the moment. Bentley is watching over towards Garage 2. He's hungry for a couple of kills of his own. He's like, hey, Ponalone, you stole all the limelight right there. Let me get in on this action. And thing is, he will take whatever he can get. He gets another one. And although Kinship are fighting back tooth and nail, they will pale in comparison. 13-2 as the Whalers will overwhelm and completely obliterate. What a sick play from Ponalone. I still can't get over that. He played that one perfectly. That shot while he was blinded. Oh, the 5K. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Kinship, they just want to go ahead, jump right back in. I'm sure New England Whalers are more than happy to allow them to have it. They took the pistol in a singular gun round, Kinship. They got off to a hot start, but almost every single round other than that, it was a little bit rough. But another pistol means that really Kinship, I guess, have a chance to get themselves back on this game in paper. Whalers, what is this? What the hell are they doing? They're just all running into Kinship. What a sick hole from them. The nade in, the spam rampage just rocking out with his back to the enemies. And Ponalone will have to... No. Oh my god, no way! Christ. Okay. Now I have to take this round seriously. I was joking around for a while, but they just lined up for Ponalone. Is it going to be another ace for him? If so, I will drink a glass of milk on stream. The last player, he gets it! God damn it! I don't believe it. Ponalone, if you're watching back this VOD, just don't upload this to Twitch or Twitter or anything like that. You're having me genuinely lost for words. You're popping off on a level that I just cannot believe. I can't even be blowing my lungs out about this because at this point, I can just kind of expect this out of you. You have constantly delivered. What a sick play. Oh my god, Ponalone is crazy. 2-14, and New England Whalers are constantly blowing my mind. I'm genuinely lost for words. I don't know how they're doing this sort of thing. Maybe there's a surprise that can be found over towards ramp. Kinship won't give them the opportunity, won't give them the time of day. New England Whalers are crushing it. Out onto the B bomb site they go, meeting a bit more contention by the Deagle of Chop and Ara, but TJ just plays with his food before he eventually chops down. He's really just made a mess of it all, hasn't he? 24-7 is Ponalone's personal KD, but 15-2 is the scoreline. Oh my god. Look, again, I was expecting Kinship to lose this game. But not like this. Baffling. Just utterly baffling. Well, I'm going to have to drink a glass of milk on stream because I lost that bet. I didn't think Ponalone would actually win this, but here we are. A fast push from the Whalers down over towards the B bomb site. Just want to get that bomb down. And that should just be the end of the line. They're pugging it out. Nothing more to say about this. Kinship, they tried their hardest, but unfortunately, much like Coldplay, they can try their best, but they won't succeed. They can occasionally get what they want, but it's most definitely not what they need. That's going to be a dominant 16-2 win for the New England Whalers over Kinship. And my god, Ponalone, again, if you're watching this, I need your crosshair, I need your sensitivity, I need your resolution. I need everything, because man, you just absolutely blew my mind. Thank you all so much for watching. That's going to go ahead and do it for me. I need to rest my voice a little bit. I'm going to have some tea with honey or something like that. I've been casting a lot of games, but I'm not quite over yet. I'm going to be going back down to ESEA Advanced. I'm not sure if you guys are interested in that. It's not going to be on HLTV or anything, but just going to be doing a nice little chill cast for GGPR in about 30 minutes. So if you're interested, feel free to tune in for that. Otherwise, go ahead and have yourselves a great night. My name is Ito. Please follow me on my Twitch or my Twitter. They're right down there. And I shall be seeing you tomorrow for a little bit more Mountain Dew League action. Have a good one.